Hello everyone, this is Stephanie. Welcome to another video. So today we're going to continue on with our cubic right angle weave shapes. So if you weren't with me for the last video, we worked on this square and then we turned this square into a rectangle and made these earrings. So I want to show you how to continue on with these shapes. So here's a sort of a marquee shape with 2 points. Here's a teardrop, loving this one, shape. So from what I teach you today, you do either one of these. Actually, you can do any shape after how I show you how to do these turns. This one will be a separate video because I'm using different beads here. So this will be separate, and I'm just playing with this right now. I think it needs a drop in the middle. I put some embellishment on it. So this is just sort of a little preview of what's coming up. But we're going to work on these today. All right. So let me pull these aside. And we'll take a look at this. So we're going to make these earrings after we learn how to do the shape. And if you notice, one earring is not embellished. So I have the cubic right angle weave done here and it's all open. And then I embellished the other earring. So it's really a matter of what you like. When you embellish it, it makes a really sturdy earring. It doesn't cave or anything. It's really strong. This one I love in particular. I've embellished, the embellishment is our 2mm fire polished beads, those true 2mm check beads. I bought a ton of them and I didn't know, perfect for embellishing. I didn't know what to do with them. So you can't really see it on camera because my lights wash it out, but these are so sparkly. It doesn't even need anything in the middle. I love it. So, and then the inside is embellished with little charlottes, which also have a facet on the edge, so it makes a super sparkly earring. So this is what we're going to work on, and this can turn into this, or any shape, trapezoid, you name it. And I'll show you the embellishing on this other earring when we get there. All right, so let's get materials list going. All right, so I'm going to give you the materials to use for the earring, but we're going to practice making the shape with different beads. I'll use some larger beads so it's easy to see. All right. So what you're going to need is you need some 11-Os, and I love this color. I love to share what I find with you. I don't know if it's new, but it's new to me, and it's called Light Smoky Pewter, and it's a Miyuki Duracoat galvanized bead, and I love it. It's sort of the more whitish silver as opposed to the nickel silver, which I don't have out at the moment. But the nickel, this is just, if you see the difference, this earring is the nickel silver and this is the pewter, and it's just a little bit of a different look, but I love them both. But I'm really enjoying the pewter at the moment. So I need some of those. Okay, you're going to need some 15-Os or charlottes, that if you're going to embellish. So that's going to go on the inside, and I'm using charlottes, and they're 13-O and they're antique silver. Okay, 15-O is fine. You're going to need some of the check 2mm fire polish beads, and these are called true 2mm crystal nickel plated. I love these. I bought a whole bunch of these in all different colors, and I really haven't used them much, but they're perfect for embellishing anything. Sort of any cubic right angle weave, or anytime you have a little tiny space, they're terrific. All right, you'll need some drops if you want to put the drops in. These are aventurine drops. I have some rose quartz drops here, which I'm going to use when I make the earring. Okay. You'll need some ear wires. You'll need a couple of jump rings. Now, the way I attached the earring hook, I took a jump ring, and I would really suggest you get some oval jump rings, because I took my round jump ring and I kind of made it into an oval, and then I just inserted it under the top bead here and closed it, and it makes such a pretty closure. Sometimes when I do sort of a round closure of little beads, that's fine, and it looks great with a lot of earrings, but I just didn't like it with this. I just like the clean look of this, so I was able to just put this little jump ring here, and it looks better if it's an oval. So you can actually buy oval jump rings, and I would suggest that you have a supply of them for just this reason. Okay, so you'll need some jump rings. It'll stop bead. You'll need some Wildfire, Fireline. I'm using Wildfire. You'll need a size 11 beading needle, or 11. I think you need, you can use a 10 for the basic earring. I think once you start embellishing, especially if you use the Charlottes, you might need to go down to a 12. So make sure you have I always make sure I have a 10, 11, and 12. So for any project, in case I need to, you know, go down a needle size. All right, so I think that's it. So gather up your materials, and I'm going to come back with some different beads, and we're going to make the shape so that you learn how to do that. All right, see you in a few. Okay, we're back. So I've threaded my needle with some Wildfire, just enough to play with, and put on a little stop bead. And I'm going to take, I'm using 3mm fire polish, so I'm going to take 4 of those. I'm just going to get you started with the first 2 cubes, and then you're going to continue on. Okay, so pick up 4 beads, come up 2 from the bottom. Just want to make a right angle weave unit, just like that. I'm just going to reinforce it because it's easier to hold it together. So reinforce. So I'm coming out, here I'll just go one more, so I'm on the other side of the stop bead. Okay, so I'm coming out of the top hole of a side bead. Okay, pick up 3 beads. Coming out of the top here, let's come through the bottom, just like that. Advance your needle and thread just 1 bead to the left, just like that. I'm going to clear the text a little bit. Okay, just like that. Pick up 2. You're coming out of here, right there. Come through this one and this one. Just like that. Advance your needle 1 to the left. So you're coming out of here. Just go this way. Just like that. And I'm going to move my stop bead off so it's not in the way. Okay. Pick up 2. Come through this one. So you're coming out of this one. Come through this one and this one. Just like that. So we're going around and adding walls to the floor here. Okay? That's what it looks like. It looks funny, right? But it's cool. Advance your needle again to the left one. Okay? Pull. And you have what is the start of a cube. So you have these 3 beads here. See? 1, 2, 3. You want to add 1 up there. So just advance your needle 1 this way. Pick up a bead. Come through this one. And that makes your cube. See? So you have a cube here. So now I'm just going to reinforce this face here, the one we just put on, just because it's easier to hold. It's a little loose at the moment, and then, you know, if you reinforce it, it will, you know, pull itself together into a cube. So my goal is to get up to here to sew these top beads together, because if you notice, they're not sewn together. And if, you know, the other videos I explained that you have 2 rows or 2 threads here, you want 3. So we want to reinforce around this unit here so that all the beads are sewn together. So just come around, and that's going to sew the last unit together. Just like that. And here's your cube. So a little different way of doing it than making 3 flat units and you know, folding them up, but it's still, you know, just another way of doing it. All right, so I'm going to come up and out the top of a side bead, just like that. And I'm just going to get you started on making your next unit. So pick up 3, Coming out of the top here, come through the bottom. The first face of the next cube. Rotate the piece towards you. Pass your needle through the next bead. Pick up 2. Come through this one. Puts on your next unit. Secure the unit by coming up the next bead. Rotate the piece towards you. Come through the next bead. You have these 2 for the next unit, or the next face of the cube. Pick up 2, come through this one, come up the side bead, rotate the piece towards you, advance your needle through the next bead. Now you have 3 beads, 1, 2, 3. You're coming out of the side, the top of the side bead. Come through the top bead. Pick up a bead. Come through the bottom bead. Come through the side bead. Through the top. Rotate the piece towards you. Come through the next bead. All right, so there's your beginning unit and the first unit on. Now I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to do 3 more units. Actually, I'm going to do 4 more units, so they have a total of 6 units. I want the piece big enough with these big beads so that I can make it turn properly. So I'm going to put on 4 more units, so I'll have 6 cubic right angle weave units, and the way you count them is count the top bead. 1, 2, and then until you have 6. All right, and then meet me back here and we'll make a turn. All right, see you in a few. Okay, we're back, and I have my 6 units on. So again, you count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, before we continue, you have your last unit on. You're coming out of a side bead here. You want to reinforce this last face of your cube here. See how it's not together? The beads aren't sewn together at the top, just like when we started the first cube. So come around the whole, all 4 beads here to secure the unit. Because when you're making an earring or a piece that has these edges, you want to make sure they're connected, otherwise it's going to look all wonky. All right. So now that's complete. Now, just so that you know where we're going, if you're a little more experienced at this and you want to get, going on the earring, this is how we're going to do this. So we're going to connect our pieces in the middle here. So what we're going to do is we're starting here, okay? So this is where the start is. So I'll hold this here. So let's say this is here. We're going to come down. We're going to make a turn. We're going to come all the way up, make a turn, and then we're going to connect right here in the center. We did that with the Many Moons bangle. So we're going to connect here. We're not connecting at the points. We're going to connect here. And that's going to make it very easy for you to make all different kinds of shapes if you connect on the straight rather than the point. Just my take on things. I don't know if it's everybody's take on things, but it works for me. All right, so let's turn. So you're coming out of this top of this seed bead, right here, this 3mm bead here. So we just want to go in this direction now to make a turn, right? So just turn your piece around, and you're just going to build off this bottom CRAW unit. So just move your needle up 1, and then you're just going to put units on. So if you think of it that way, the turn is very simple. So pick up 3, you're coming out of the top. See, so I'm kind of holding my thumb over it so I don't, the rest of the beads don't throw me off, or the rest of the units. So here, we're just adding a CRAW unit on. So here, the hardest part is just this interior corner. Just rotate the piece towards you like you would any CRAW unit and come up the next bead. It's going to be that one right there. See that? Right there. All right, come through. Now you have this bead and this bead right there, these 2, this and this for the next unit. So pick up 2, come through this one. I'll do them separately. Just like that. And then you There you go. So you have your next face on. Secure it by coming through the next bead. Okay, just like that. Rotate the piece towards you. Okay, you've just done the most difficult part. Come through the next bead. So nothing has really changed, you're just going in a different direction, but you're still adding on cubes. Come through this one, and you can even come up this side bead too. You have your next unit on. Come through this one. Now you have your 3 beads. Come through the top bead, pick up a bead, come through the bottom bead, and the side bead, just like that. Come through the top, rotate the piece towards you, come up the next bead, just like that. So now you have your turn. So add 8 more rows. So we're going to do it, we're going to have 10 of cubes. We're going to have 10 cubes. I just want to get you a nice shape going. So you have 2, so add 8 more until you have 10 units, and then we're going to make another turn. All right, see you in a few. Okay, we're back and we're coming down to the end. So let's make another turn. So I have my 10 units on, coming out of the side, top of a side bead. Don't forget to reinforce your end piece right here, very important. Let's make our turn. So we're coming through the next bead. I'll do the turn with you. Just like that, just setting ourselves up for the turn. Pick up 3. Coming out of here. That one. Rotate the piece towards you. Come up the next bead, right there. Now you have these 2. 1, 2. Pick up 2. Come through this one and this one. Put on the next face of your cube. Rotate the piece towards you. Come up the next one. Pick up 2. Come through this one. Come through this one. Side bead. Rotate the piece towards you. Come up the next bead. Advance your needle through the next one, because you have your 3 beads there for the next unit. Pick up 1. Make another unit. Just like that. Rotate the piece towards you. Come through the top. Come through the side. Just like that. All right, so you have that first turn. So you see where we're going? Just like that. All right, so when you do this, you want to just make sure that you have the same amount of beads on both sides. So make sure you have 10 on this one. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or the same amount of CRAW units, 7, 8. So you have 2 on this side, 6 on this side, so that's 8. Put on 1 more unit, and then 1 more full unit. Meet me back here, and the last unit will be the connecting unit. All right, see you in a minute. Okay, we're back. So now we're going to connect on the straight side. See? Just like that. So I have 6 here, I have 3 here, and then the last one is going to be the connecting unit. So you're coming out of the top of a side seed bead, side 3 millimeter, right there. Just stay where you are. Don't move your needle or your thread. Pick up a bead, come through this one. So you just see, you're just connecting these 2 units just like that. See that? Let's pick up a bead, come through this one, just like that. I'm going to leave it loose. Pick up another one, come back through this one. Just like that. So I'll leave it loose at the moment so you see that that's a face of a unit. There are 4 beads there. See them? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can pull them just like that, and you have the first face of the last unit on. I'm just going to move my needle around. I'm going to come just to get to the outside. I want to do that one next. Come through this one. the side bead of that unit, just like that. I'm going to come through the top bead, so secure that face right there, okay, just like that. Rotate the piece towards you. So I'm picking it up, I'm going to hold it like this. You have 3 beads here, 1, 2, 3. You're coming out of this bead, see that bead right there. Come up this one, pick up a bead, come down this one. That's going to put your 4th bead on. See that? Just like that. Now that side's complete. Come around the unit. That one. This one. Okay. Rotate the piece towards you. You have 3 beads. 1, 2, 3. You're coming out of this one. Come up this one. Now you just want to attach 1 bead. So you're coming out of here. Come through this one. Just like that. Come around your unit. Now we're going to connect the inside beads. So rotate the piece towards you. And the only thing that you have to do on the inside, let's see if I can kind of move it around a bit, is connect these 4 beads. They're all 4 beads are there, but again, you see you don't have your 3rd road or 3rd thread right there. I'm going to pull it super tight. Okay, you don't have your 3rd thread, so just reinforce this unit. So come through this one, come through this one, come through the back one, oops, and then come through this one, and get your 3rd road in this one, just like that. Okay, now you're done. How's that? Easy, huh? So now you have your perfect little marquee shape, or big marquee shape. This could be an ornament. What if we made, all right, Christmas ornaments embellished like crazy all over the place? All right, so anyway, at this point you can just, if you're making, a finished piece, of course you're going to sew in your ends and such. But that's it. So that's how you make it. And that's how you're going to do any shape. So when you do this one, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to start, let's say here, you're going to come all the way around. You're going to connect here. You're going to make a turn, and then you're going to connect in the center. Okay? It makes a really nice earring. So you can really do anything that has a turn if you connect it on the straight. All right, so let's get, let me give you some info on making the earrings so that you can get started on those, and then we'll put the earrings together. All right, so what you're going to need to do this earring, okay, is you're going to put on 6 units. So let's say we're starting on this side. You're going to do 6 units. You're going to make a turn. You're going to put on 12 units. You're going to make a turn. Then you're going to put on 5 units, right? Because you want the last unit, when you put them together, is going to be, you're going to add that one on. So that's going to be your last unit, is the connection. So you have 6, make a turn, do 12, make a turn, do 5, that will give you 11, and then connect in the middle to make 12. And make 2 of those. And then meet me back here, and I'm going to show you how to embellish and put on the ear wires and the little drop in the middle. All right, have fun. Okay, we're back, and I just want to show you how to get the drop on in the center before we embellish. But I'm going to do it on this big one because I think you're just going to see where everything goes, because I'm doing it on the inside here. So here, piece is facing me. I'm just going to turn it this way, and you see this bead right here, this center bead right here in the center? I'm going to sew up through that one, so I have a little piece of, maybe a foot on my needle, and I'm just going to come up this one. So you see? just like that. So when I come up, it's right in the center there. All right, so I'm just going to come through there, like that. A little stop bead on the end to keep the thread from coming through. So then just pick up your drops. I know these are kind of silly, but just to show you how to do it. Drop them down, drop it down. I put a little bead at either end of it. Come back through, skip the bottom bead, come back through all the beads, just like that. Pull it up, and then you want to come through the other side of the bead you're coming out of. So you might have to put your needle through to the other side, turn it over, just like that. See, you're coming, so here you're situated like this. Here's the bead right here, see it? Just come through this way. And now you have the drop on. Just like that. And see, it's not perfectly centered. And then just sew it in. So come back around and, you know, you can come down and around and up again. But that's just how you're going to get, that's how you're going to get the drop on. Okay, so put the drop on and then meet me back here and we'll embellish this guy. All right, see you in a minute. We're back, so you've got the drop on. So now let's get some of these 2mm fire polish beads on. So if you have a tail left that will go around, because we're just sewing through them, so you don't need a whole lot, then just get yourself situated to where you're coming through one of these, the side beads right here. It doesn't really matter. I'm starting at the bottom, but you don't have to. Okay, so you just want to come through. You can even start in the middle here. Okay, so I'll just start there. All right, I put a little stop bead on to keep my thread from coming through. And then just take a fire polish, 2mm fire polish, and just come through each of the outside beads. Just like that. These are so sparkly. And they're a perfect fit. You can even fit a bigger or a smaller bead in there. It kind of is pretty, you know, there's a lot of space in there. You can even put a 15-0. Even though it looks like there's a lot of space there, there is a lot of space, but you don't really, you know, if you put a 15-0 on and you don't pull tight, it fits also, because I've done both. All right, so I'm coming to the top, so put one here, just like that. I already have my hook on this one, but I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. So I got stuck on here. Come here, you. There you go. All right, so when you get to the top, I don't like putting a 2mm there. So I just put a little Charlotte there. Just a better turn. If you put a 2mm there, it kind of makes it look square. So I put a little Charlotte there, or a 15-0, and then I'm just going to come down the other side. Just like that. So do that all the way around and come to the end, and then do the same exact thing on the other side. So do this edge, outside edge, right here, okay? And then you can take if you want to continue embellishing, you can take your 15-0s and come through the interior line of beads here with a 15-0 in between each 11-0. You see how that's done on this one? There's a 15-0 or a Charlotte in between each 11-0. So go ahead and play with that. Shouldn't take long. Get that done, and then meet me back here, and I'll show you how to put the hook on. All right, see you in a few. We're back for just a second. So when I'm done, I've done the first embellishment. To get to the other side, I'm just going to, so I'm coming out of a 2mm. I'm just going to come up one of the 11-0s, just like that. And I'm just going to work my way around this right angle weave unit here. Just an easy way to get to the other side. Just like that, see? And then I'm just going to start adding my 2mm on the outside of this edge. right, so then just keep doing that, and then do the 15-0s the same way, or the Charlottes, and then meet me back here. See you in a few. Okay, we're back, and we're going to put on the ear wire. So I'm going to do it on the big one just because it's going to be easier for you to see, but I'll just show you on the regular earring. We're just going to put a jump ring through the top bead there, and I think it makes a nice ending there. All right, so open up a jump ring. And, you know, as I said in the beginning, see if you can get the oval, because I think it really makes a difference. I'm just going to put that ring around this bead right here. Open that up a teeny bit more. Just like that. So you see how that's going? That fit right there? Okay, so it's just going around that top bead. This is kind of small for this giant piece, but you get the idea. Close it up. Just like that. Okay, so now you have the ring on, and it's going to sit with the earring right over that top bead there. All right, so pick up your ear wire, and I'm just going to open it up, just like that. I'm going to pop it on. Then I'm going to close it up, just like that, and here you have a giant earring. Anyway, that's how we're going to do the top, close the top on this. So here are the earrings. Really pretty, really sparkly. Here's the teardrop. We're going to work on this one coming up. I'll just put out the earrings, and then I have one more piece that I want to show you, and then I'll let you go. All right, so on the Moonlight Earrings tutorial, I was telling you about a bracelet that I was going to make, and so here, this is in process, so here it is. It's going to be kind of like a cuff. We're going to have a clasp at the end, and with this one, I'm going to show you how to connect these squares. All right, so that's going to be kind of cool. So we'll be looking for that one pretty soon. All right, so here you go. I hope you'd enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Subscribe if you like my channel. Take care. Bye-bye.